What's going on, everybody? Here we are another week at the Home Theater Hobbyist, and this week we have our full review of the Acoustics 3050i floor standing speakers. So let's get to it. So here they are, the 3050i's from Acoustics. Now Acoustics is a UK-based speaker manufacturer. They started around 2006 and they came here to the US in 2016. In 2018, they released the 3000i series, of which these are a part. The other speakers in the 3000i series include the 3090i center channel, the 3020i and 3010i bookshelf speaker, and the 3060s subwoofer. Now, the 3050i's come in a variety of surface finishes, including carbon black, Arctic white, English walnut, and what I have here, graphite gray. The 3050i's include Acoustics point-to-point bracing technology, which is there to increase rigidity while reducing cabinet resonance. The 3050i stand 40.1 inches tall, 7.9 inches wide, and 12.5 inches deep. They have a frequency response from 44 Hz to 30,000 Hz. They have a sensitivity of 91 dB and the impedance is measured at 6 ohms. Each 3050i weighs 39.2 pounds. Now let's move on to design. Like I said, I've got the graphite gray, and the first thing you notice is the overall shape. They have nice chamfered edges, so it's nice and smooth all the way around. Along the front, you can see that black grille that's there. It covers about 50% of the height. Just below that, you've got the Acoustics logo, which I think looks quite nice on this cabinet. To pull the grill off, you just pull it off. It is attached by magnets. The magnets run along each side of the grill with the corresponding magnets along the face of the speaker. Now, one thing I want to mention about this grill is they do have this little tiny tab here that you can use for alignment. If you use this tab along with the little groove just below the driver, you can align your grill, which is pretty cool. Moving on to the business portion of the front of the speaker, you've got your two 6.5-inch drivers there with a mirrored surround around that, and that matches the Q logo down there just below, so I think that's a nice little touch. In between them, you have the 0.9-inch tweeter, and overall I think this is a nice elegant design, and I just like the way this looks. Moving on to the rear of the 3050i, as you can see, you have your 3-inch port here. Now this port allows air to escape as your drivers are moving in and out. But if your speakers are less than 7 inches from the wall, you can use the Acoustics supplied port plug to clean up the bass response. You just plug it in like that. But if they're greater than 7 inches from the wall, you can plug it out and just let that air escape freely. Now below that, you have the binding posts. And these binding posts are basically nearly flush to the surface. And they have these little caps on that screw in and out very easily. But they do accept all major forms of speaker wire connection, including bare speaker wire, banana plugs, and spades. Moving on to the bottom of the 3050i's, out of the box they come like this. They have the same surface finish as the remainder of the speaker with a hole in each corner. Now those holes are to allow you to use the included floor spikes and mount them to the speaker, and I recommend that you do that. This surface is very smooth and very easy to slide on carpet and even hardwood if you were to try it. Now they come with the spike kit like this. It has a spike for carpet and a rubber tip to protect your floors if you have hardwood floors. So make sure you use this kit to set up your speakers. Also, these spikes are self-adjusting, so you can move the screws in and out to raise or lower the speaker to your preferences. Now let's move on. Let's listen to an audio sample so you can hear how these speakers sound. that you've heard that audio sample, I'm going to rank these speakers in a few categories from 1 to 5. 1 being the absolute worst and 5 being the absolute best. The first category I'm going to rank is design, and I have to give these a 4 out of 5. I like the overall shape of these. I like the fact that you got your chamfered edges. With the grill on, it only goes about halfway down, and I like that because you can see the grill and then you've got the cue down there at the bottom. Speaking of the cue, I like the mirrored surface finish of the cue and surrounding the drivers and the tweeters. I also like the driver tweeter driver setup because I think it has nice balance. Along the back, I like the fact that the binding posts are nearly flush with the speaker. I just think that looks really nice and elegant. But the thing I don't like about this is the graphite gray. A few months ago, I reviewed the 3010i's and I have the English Walnut. The English Walnut is brown with a little bit of wood grain depth in there to give it that wood grain look, and I like the three-dimensionality of that depth. In graphite gray, it seems a bit flat, and so for that reason is the reason why I don't like these as much as I like the English Walnut. But overall, a 4 out of 5 is what I give these from a design standpoint. The next category I'm going to rank is sound quality, and I have to give these a 4 out of 5. I really like the way these sound. The tweeter is nice and fairly neutral sounding in that it's not too warm and it's not too bright. Kind of sits right there in the middle, which is nice. The drivers do a pretty good job of reproducing bass, although they only go down to 44 Hertz. So if you want deep and detailed bass, definitely look at getting a subwoofer. I played some test tones and I could definitely hear things at 31.5 Hertz, even a little bit at 25 Hertz, but not a whole lot. So I would say if you want good deep bass, definitely get a dedicated subwoofer. When listening to music, these do a good job. They reproduce music very, very well. So overall, I like these. I think they're a 4 out of 5 from a sound quality standpoint. The final category I'm going to rank is value. And from a value standpoint, I have to give these a 5 out of 5. Floorstanding speakers can be a little bit pricey at times, and these aren't that. They are actually a pretty good value, especially for what you get. You get a nice neutral sound, you get a great, simple, elegant design, and overall, I don't have any issues with it. So I definitely have to give this a 5 out of 5 for value. Overall, I highly recommend the 3050i's. They have a nice, simple, elegant design. They allow you to buy different colors if you want them. I recommend the English Walnut, and they have a nice, pretty neutral sound to them. And most importantly, they won't break the bank. So that's really cool. So if you're looking for speakers, you're looking for floor standing speakers, check out the 3050i's. Use those links in the description below. They do help the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. We'll talk to you next time.